to another episode of us speaking about self improvement, health, wealth, faith, all of that. And here's your host, Esme Unsa, speaking with my co host, Marcus Wilson.
How y'all doing?
So, Marcus, what are we talking about in this episode?
Today we are talking about mental and physical health in all realms.
Yes, so I think we're already geared up with the right fit for that. So if you want to start off by saying something about this beautiful merch that we're wearing on our heads or over our heads, it's from your clothing brand, Unwavering.
Yes. Yeah, I'll
So
talk about it real quick. So we're wearing my clothing brand hat. It's called Unwavering Clothing. Started it and launched it back in 2020 during COVID, so 5 years ago. And really just a faith-based clothing company. Got hats. So I got the straight bill fit, and Esme's wearing the more sport dry fit version. Oop, oop. And then also got t-shirts, hoodies, crop tops, and dry fits as well on unwaveringclothing.com if you want to check it out. And, really it's just inspired by my life story, everything that I've been through, and just having unwavering faith in whatever it is that you go through in life. And you have that power to overcome any type of situation that is put in front of you and the obstacles that you face through every single day life. So,
yeah, and funny enough, and I don't think it was a coincidence at all, when we first met, when we were working together in corporate, you had gifted me this hat, and it was a birthday gift, but around my birthday that year, I was going through a lot. Like I
mhm.
had just lost my father, and I was going through a lot in the work environment and health wise. So yeah, it was a very, very meaningful gift, and I constantly remind myself of it when I wear the merch. And this is not the only piece that I have, of course. I also have the t-shirts, amongst others. And yeah, so let's just get into today's topic, mental and physical health. And I would like to start off with the question, what daily habits help you actually maintain good mental and physical health? Like, do you have any like routines that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a daily routine that I go through, and actually, part of my routine is making a routine. Like in my notes app on my phone, I have a daily routine mapped out in my notes app from getting up at 4:30 in the morning. So that's the first thing I do. I set my alarm for 4:30 every single day, and I go to the gym at 5 a.m. So I give myself 30 minutes to fully wake up. Whether I want to lounge around and stuff, because I know it's not. I know people on other podcasts act like you got all this energy, you're fully ready to go, you never get tired, you never sleep, you're always working, doing all this stuff. That's not reality. That's not real life at all. And so I set my alarm at 4:30 for the gym at 5. That way I can lay in the bed for a little bit, stroll on social media, get all that out of the way, but actually start to get ready. And one of the first things I do before I get out of bed is pray first thing in the morning. And then when I get ready, I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. when they first open. I'll work out from 5 to around 6:30ish. I'll alternate between upper body and lower body each day, and no matter what exercise I'm doing that day, I always start with stretching and exercising, and I end with stretching and then sitting in the sauna as well for about 15 minutes because it just pulls out a lot of toxins and metals out of your body. So it's really good to sit in the sauna each and every week as much as you can. And I try to go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, depending on my schedule that week. If I miss something throughout the week, I'll try to make up a session on the weekend or later on that nighttime. But I love doing it in the morning time because I am more of a morning person. And even though I'm tired at 4:30 in the morning, after I'm done working out, it gives me more energy throughout the day versus if I sleep in a lot longer, go to work, and then when I get off, try to go to the gym when there's all that rush and heavy traffic and all that stuff. Because when I'm off, I just want to be off. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, there's so much other stuff going on in life once I'm already off in the evening, it would be very hard to fit in a workout in the evening time. So I'm done around 6:30. Come home, get ready, shower, get ready for work, and head into work around 8 o'clock. But even then, like having daily routines with that and setting a schedule with my work stuff. So I use my calendar app, my notes app, reminders app for everything that I do, whether it's my personal life or through business, just to stay on track. Because prioritizing assignments and tasks and just your time overall, plays into a lot of mental health issues as well. Like people can get so flustered and frustrated because we just don't have like a plan or what we need to do for that certain day. So you get caught drifting and doing all this other stuff. Plus, like I'm ADHD. I always have been, so my thoughts will run everywhere. So if I don't write stuff down, I'll be doing one thing. I need to do something else. And I'll be like, oh, what was I supposed to do? And then I'll go have a 30-minute conversation. And then I'll go get a cup of coffee. And then I'll go have another conversation. I'm like, oh, I was actually supposed to do this. So I gotta have all these reminders going off all the time, each and every day, just to help keep me on track. But I'm also OCD, so my OCD helps offset my ADHD because my OCD is more of a structure thing. So I'm very much a clean freak. Everything's organized, 90-degree angles, but I take that same approach in my business life as well too, so that everything is structured. So what I do in corporate is actually a perfect fit for me, having to meet deadlines and work on presentations or working in executive offices and everything like that to stay prepared and keeping everything online with all this stuff. So that's a lot of my daily routine, and of course weekends can change based on what's going on every single weekend, but try to keep it the same throughout what I'm doing each and every time. What
Hmm.
about you?
Yeah. So it's actually very, very similar on my end. I am very much OCD myself. It's good and bad sometimes, I feel like I'm running behind. I can't get my to-dos on my daily to-do list done. But definitely also became a morning person. So I started getting up earlier in the morning to go work out. So I get up at 5. Usually, currently I'm fasting, so I'm using my lunch breaks to go work out, and that's something that is doable because I work from home majority of the time. But if not, obviously, you can always go work out after work. I think the most important part is that you stay consistent.
Mm,
And for me, working out is literally the balance that I need to my busy work life. Without it, I think a lot of times I would just feel mentally and physically just drained and overwhelmed. Like the gym has literally saved me a lot of times. A lot of times, especially when I look back at the last decade, the jobs that I worked in executive offices, it was like super demanding, and just to be able to move your body, even if it's just a walk, like sometimes I wouldn't have the time to, or even the energy to go
mhm,
work out. I would just put on my earphones and go for a walk, talk to a friend, listen to a podcast or something else like music just to get my mind free. So that has helped me a lot. And when it comes to my mental health, besides the to-do lists that I use on a daily basis to keep track of everything I have to get done, like I literally, whenever a thought pops up in my head, I take my phone and take a note of it so I don't forget to take care of that one thing that might be super important. I do the same for work, by the way. So, besides that, I have started journaling throughout the last year. And it's not just like a blank journal with 3 questions. How was your day? What is your expectations of the day and all that? Or what made you happy today? No, I also started doing more like spiritual journaling. So whatever that looks like, it can be something you've bought, or you can just like take a notebook and while you're reading maybe the Bible or the Quran, you take some notes and put down your thoughts. Or you wake up and you did your prayer in the morning, and then you can put down something you're grateful for or something you're praying for. So that has become a big part of my life within the last year as well. And other than that, also it helps to just like clear out your mind and the clutter on your mind. when you're dealing with personal relationships as well. Like the other day, like I had a disagreement with a friend and it kept my mind busy and I had a rough time falling asleep. And yeah, I mean, you can pray about things and try, but maybe sometimes it also helps to take notes on what you're going to say in a clarifying conversation you're going to have with that person, and then on the next day or within the next few days. So that's actually what I did. I took my phone and took some notes about what I'm going to say, what runs through my mind. And that's also been something that's been super helpful for me.
That's a good point because that's something I've started doing over the last several years myself. Is anytime I know I'm going to be going into a tough conversation, whether it's been in a relationship with kids at work, whatever the case may be, like I jot down bullet points of what I want to say or what key points that I want to touch upon. Um, that way, I'm not going into conversation unprepared or also just drifting all over the place or not saying exactly how I truly feel because that can play a big part into mental health. I know it has been for me and just causing anxiety in the past. Like you said, like staying up late at night, just thinking about what's going to happen, the conversation, or what happened throughout the day. And I love what you said about taking walks because that's something I've started doing a lot more over the last year. Just going to the park across the street from the house and just going on walks in the evening time or on the weekends or started going on hikes last year and everything and just the mental release that you get from doing that and all those chemicals that you're releasing like endorphins and all that stuff and the happy chemicals and what it does to you. I don't think people understand like how much exercise plays into your mental health because it's funny like on days where I actually don't work out and I'll sleep in and I'll get 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, I actually feel worse on those days than I do when I get up at 4:30 in the morning and go work out because all the chemicals that I'm releasing and I feel ready for the day, I feel accomplished for the day versus just sleeping and I feel sluggish when I just sleep in and I don't do anything. So
Hmm.
it's just interesting how that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, rest is important by all means, like get proper rest. Sleep is also important, and being on a sleep schedule, like going to bed around the same time, around the same time every night, and also like being hopefully in a deep sleep mode within or between I think it's 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., right? Where you get to a deep sleep into a deep sleep mode. So
Yeah.
it's really crucial to be asleep within that time frame. But I get when you're saying, yeah, just sleeping in and not doing anything. I think you can do that maybe for one day. Like I feel good and rested when I don't go to the gym on Sundays, because literally the entire week I work out with maybe one day or 2 days break in between my workouts. But it's helpful, but doing that like constantly, yes, like I wouldn't feel well physically, like overall. And the physical, as you just mentioned, is connected with your mental and the other way around. So definitely helpful to go on a walk and get your mind free and also get some movement in for your body, like get the stress out. I mean, you don't say that for no reason. I need to get some stress out,
Right.
get it out by moving. It helps to release certain like anxiety or nervosity feelings. But yeah, what I actually want to ask is how do you deal with staying on that routine and keeping to your schedule on like tough days though, like when you're like, oh, I'm so tired, like I don't want to do this today. Like, I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. today. Like, how do you go about that?
Yeah, it really comes down to discipline and also just having the right people around you, keep you
Hmm.
motivated, your accountability partners, jotting stuff down on top of your goals. But really, like I've had to build a mentality to build up to that. And it's actually something I teach in corporate with HR when we have these development classes. It's called the DOG mentality, DAWG, and it's actually an acronym that we created, and it stands for determination, attitude, willingness, and grit. So be
Mm,
determined in every single thing that you do. your attitude, you get to choose how you feel every single day, regardless of what it is that you're going through. You can choose to be happy, mad, sad, whatever the case would be, frustrated, whatever, based on whatever it is that you're dealing with. The willingness to put in the work behind it, and then the grit to overcome any type of obstacles that life puts in your way. Because we all deal with stuff at the end of the day. So, like I used to help train people on the side, fitness training and everything at the gym. And one of the first things I used to always tell people is you got to get your mind right. Like once you get your mind right, your body will follow along behind that. But a lot of people don't do stuff or achieve stuff because they literally don't have their mind right when they go into stuff. And that can factor into every single thing in life. Like I
Mm,
hate when people say I don't have time to work out. There's 24 hours in a day. All you got to do is find one hour. And really, you can get a good workout in 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So,
mm,
like, I choose to find time throughout the day, regardless of what it is that's going on. If I have my kids, there's time to work out. There's stuff that you can run around and do with your kids that is still an exercise as well. Take them to the gym. A lot of gyms have daycares and all that stuff. So, like, just really building a no excuse mindset is what helped me propel to that. And yeah, of course, you're going to have days where it doesn't happen 100% of the time, but I would say 90 plus percent of the time, I'm going to achieve whatever it is that I need to achieve that day for my fitness goals or my mental goals, regardless of what's going on in life, based on my mindset.
I love that. And I also like the dog mentality, DAWG, and the acronym that's behind that. Wow, okay. You actually said it. So for me, it's also really just discipline over motivation. You know, if I was to just go after my motivation, I don't think I would be where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think once you have built your routine, for me, it feels like I feel bad if I don't stick to it because I feel like I'm missing out. Something is missing, like, I haven't accomplished a goal that day. So, once you have your routine already in place and set up, I think at that point, it will make you feel bad if you don't stick to it. So, yeah, that's key. Um, Maybe two more things before we come to the end of the episode. One thing also is nutrition, right? So how you eat, what you put in your body, because they say you are, in German, there's a saying, I don't know if it's the same in English, but we say you are what you eat. So
yep,
basically,
same
you
thing.
look like what you eat, right? So if you put fast food, garbage basically in your body and like processed, highly processed food all the time. I'm not saying you can't treat yourself for once, but if you do that all the time, that's how you're going to feel in the long run, and that's how you're going to look in the
Yeah,
long run. So make sure to like buy fresh food, like vegetables, fruits, and just start cooking, start meal prepping. If you're a busy person, meal prep helped me so much throughout the week. Like I prepare like two different meals on Sundays, and I need to actually start doing that again. But I prepare two different meals on Sundays, and then I'm good for the rest of the week. I don't have to worry about cooking when I get home. And it tastes good. Like I know there are people out there, oh, I don't eat pre-cooked meal. Like come on now. You can make it taste good. Like, are you still there? I think I lost you for a second.
yeah, you're back. It was saying
Yeah.
reconnecting.
Okay, so yeah, what is your take on that before we close out?
Yeah, no, for me, like nutrition is more important than going to the gym. Like you can go to the gym all you want to, but if you're eating terrible, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. That's why when you go to the gym and you see people that have been going there for a year or a couple years or 5 years, 10 years, you see the same people every single time you go, but they still look the exact same. They didn't have any type of body change or anything like that. Ask them what their diet is because the nutrition factor is key in that. Like working out and weights and all this stuff is for your exterior. What you put in your body and your nutrition and all that stuff is interior. So a person can look in shape but have one of the worst diets ever and start getting all these diseases and cancers and stuff like that and just dealing with ailments. And then you also have people that may not have the best looking body based on maybe genetics or something, but they have a really good nutritional routine and they're healthier than the person that looks in shape. But when you have both, like you're gonna see it, like yourself, like myself, like taking care of yourself not only physically but what you put in your body. And it is the same saying here in America, like what you are what you eat. So we say the exact same thing. And really looking at the stores that you shop at and understanding the different labels, understanding organic products and all that type of stuff. I mentioned on one of our other episodes, like how to read true organic items. And on the barcode on the back, there's a 5-digit number. True organic items will start with the number 9. Fake organic is 5, 6, 7, 8. True organic starts with the number 9, but also look at the ingredients. So, like what you put in your body, true organic items should be like 1 to 3 ingredients. Like if you're drinking coconut water, the ingredients should be coconut water. It shouldn't be a full-on paragraph of what you're putting into your body with all those different acids and all that type of stuff. Like that's why people's stomach lining is all messed up, gut issues, digestive issues, and same thing goes with food and all that stuff. Like putting all that processed food inside your body, and then that's why you feel sluggish, that's why you have that foggy feeling in your brain, which goes along with mental as well. You're not able to think clearly. And then you have all these different thoughts, like a lot of stuff. Like I read ADHD, a lot of those symptoms, stuff like that, comes from what I ate as a kid and all that stuff,
Hmm. Yeah,
what I was putting in my
absolutely.
body. And I feel it's reversed. And I feel like I don't deal with it anymore based on growing and learning and educating myself and the stuff that I've put in my body because I feel better. I'm 36 years old now. I feel better
Mhm.
now at 36 than I did at 26, just because I've learned so much throughout that time and what I put in my body now versus what I was able to get away with at 26 years old and eat junk food and eat whatever I wanted to and then still go work out. And then my genetics made me look better than how I was truly feeling. But when you can put it all together, like you're gonna feel amazing based on the diet that you go along with. So, what about you?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. No, I 100% agree. That's why I was saying just start like buying fresh whole foods and cook. Like, of course, it takes time. You have to like be in the kitchen, but I think if you can set aside 1 hour for anything else, for going out to eat, then you can set aside 1 hour to cook or to bake something for yourself. Like, you don't even have to buy sweets all the time. You can make all of that at home way healthier using healthier ingredients like honey, for example, instead of sugar.
Hmm.
So, and some may say, well, buying organic food is pricey. Yeah, but you don't have to go to Whole Foods to buy that. You know, you can go to a farmer's market to get your vegetables and fresh food. And yeah, I think if you do the calculation there, it won't be as pricey. So
Yeah, and it can
that's
also be
just
a little bit more pricey. But do you want to pay for your food to be a lot healthier, or do you want to use that same money times 10 to pay for all your medical bills and hospital bills for not taking care of yourself and not taking care of your health? So you just got to people have to change their perspectives on what's pricey and what's not. It's only a few dollars at the end of the day.
exactly. And anything you invest in yourself, anything that's basically you investing in yourself is a investment that is very, very worth it. So yeah, I always say that invest in your health. If anything, like if in doubt, like that's the first thing you should invest in. Otherwise, you're gonna pay the cost later on if you have to, you know, be in the hospital all the time or have these medical bills and have to take like meds all the time, and that's no fun and no joke.
Yes.
Okay, but I want to close out this episode with one small tip or something small that our listeners could take with them out of this episode to change or have an impact, a positive impact in their mental and physical health. So I want to just say that try it. Like, try being more active for at least like a week or two. because that's how you start creating a routine. And then after 2 weeks, if you're like, okay, this is not for me, try something else. But stick to it. Don't give up easily. Like just stick to it and make it a routine. I think routines are really, really important. And once you're in it, like trust me, you will not be able to think out of it. Like you will not be able to just not have this routine in your life anymore going forward. What
I
about you?
love that. Definitely agree with that and love that. I would just add on to it by saying, don't just have goals, but put a plan with your goal. All right. So, what do you want to achieve is your goal, but write together a plan in order to achieve that goal. And that's why so many people, a lot of people just don't achieve stuff because they don't have a plan to go along with it. And then change your mindset and fall in love with that process. Fall in love with the process. It's not going to be easy. None of this stuff is easy. It's not supposed to be easy. That's why you got to fall in love with the process and you'll learn to love it over time. Because if it was easy, like everybody would look amazing, everybody would be at the gym, everybody would look the same. But it's not easy. So work on your mindset and come up with a game plan to go along with your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more little thing, surround yourself with like-minded people. The community is so important. Like you don't want to have no negative energy around you when you're trying to improve certain things in your life. So it's all about positivity and all about the way up and improving yourself. So make sure to have like-minded people around you. But that
100%.
being said, I think it's a wrap for today, and we hope you liked what you heard. And if you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a review or a comment, so we know what you would like to hear in the future. And yeah, connect with us over social media. If you like, we're gonna leave our handles in the caption, and follow the Unwavering Clothing brand on the website. Can you repeat your website?
Yeah, it's unwaveringclothing.com. All right, UNWAVERING clothing.com. Go get some merch
Mhm.
today.
And it's the same on Instagram, right? Unwavering
Yeah,
Clothing.
same on Instagram.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk in the next episode.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great one.